I seek refuge in God from the outcast Satan in the name of Allah who is gracious merciful. Quran Topics by Tanvir Kazmi. Chapter number 8 Disbelievers. English audio number 13. Al Furqan 25 verse 21. Those who do not expect to meet us said, if only the angels could come down to us, or we could see our Lord. Indeed, they have committed a gross arrogance and have produced a gross blasphemy. The day they see the angels, it will not be good news for the guilty. They will say, now we are irreversibly confined. We will look at all the works they have done and render them null and void. The living of the paradise are for better, are far better on that day. They will hear better news. The heaven will break apart into masses of clouds, and the angels will descend in multitudes. All sovereignty on that day belongs to the most gracious. For the disbelievers, it will be a difficult day. The day will come when the transgressor will bite his hands in anguish and say, alas, I wish I had followed the path with the messengers. Alas, woe to me! I wish I did not take that person as a friend. He has led me away from the message after it came to me. Indeed, the devil lets down his human victims. The messenger said, my Lord, my people have deserted this Quran. We also set up against every prophet enemies from among the guilty. Your Lord suffices as a guide, a master. Those who disbelieved said, why did not the Quran come through him all at once? We have released it to you gradually in order to fix it in your memory. We have recited it in a specific sequence. Whatever argument they come up with, we provide you with the truth and a better understanding. Those who are forcibly summoned to hell are the worst position. They are the farthest from the right path. We have given Moses the book and appointed his brother Aaron to be his assistant. We said, go both of you to the people who rejected our revelations, and subsequently we utterly destroyed the rejectors. Similarly, when the people of Noah disbelieved the messengers, we drowned them and we set them up as a sign for the people. We have prepared for the transgressors a painful punishment. Also, Ad, Thamud, the inhabitant of Al Ras, and many generations between them. To each of these groups, we delivered sufficient examples. Before we destroyed them, they have passed by the community that was showered with a visible, miserable shower. Did they not see it? The fact is, they never believed in resurrection. When they saw you, they always laughed at you. Is this the one chosen by God to be a messenger? He almost diverted us from our gods. If it were not that we steadfastly preserved with them, they will certainly find out, when they see the punishment, who are the real strayers from the path. Have you seen the one whose God is the own ego? Will you be your advocate? Will you be his advocate? Do you think that most of them hear or understand? They are just like animals. No, they are far worse. Al Furqan 25 verse 55. Yet they still set up beside God idols that cannot benefit them nor harm them. Indeed, the disbeliever is an enemy of his Lord. Al Shu'ara 26 verse 3. You may blame yourself that they are not believers. If we will, we can send from the sky a sign that forces their necks to bow. Whenever a reminder from the most gracious comes to them that is new, they turn away in aversion. Since they disbelieved, they have incurred the consequences of their heedlessness. Have they not seen the earth and how many kinds of beautiful plants we have grown therein? This should be a sufficient proof for them. But most of them are not believers. Most assuredly, your Lord is Almighty, most merciful. Al Shu'ara 26 verse 63. We then inspired Moses, strike the sea with your staff, whereupon it parted. Each part was like a great hill. We then delivered them all. We thus saved Moses and all those who were with him, and we drowned the others. This should be a sufficient proof, but most people are not believers. Al Shu'ara 26 verse 69. Narrate to them Abraham's history. He said to his father and his people, "What is this you are worshipping?" They said, "We worship statues, we are totally devoted to them." He said, "Can they hear you when you implore? Can they benefit you or harm you?" They said, "No, but we found our parents doing this." He said, "Do you see these idols that you worship, you and your ancestors? I am against them, for I am devoted only to the Lord of the universe, the one who created me and guided me, the one who feeds me and waters me. And when I get sick, he heals me, the one who puts me to death, then brings me back to life, the one who hopefully will forgive me of my sins on the day of judgment. My Lord, grant me wisdom and include me with the righteous. Let the example I set for the future generation be a good one. Make me one of the inheritors of the blissful paradise. And forgive my father, for he has gone astray. And do not forsake me on the day of resurrection. That is the day when neither money nor children nor can help. Narrate to them Abraham's history. He said to his father and his people, "What is that you worshipping?" They said, "We worship statues. We are totally devoted to them." He said, "Can they hear you when you implore? Can they benefit you or harm you?" They said, "No, but we found our fathers, we found our parents doing this." He said, "Do you see those idols that you worship, you and your ancestors? I am against them, for I am devoted only to the Lord of universe, the one who created me and guided me, the one who feeds me and waters me. When I get sick, he heals me, the one who puts me to death, then brings me back to life, the one who hopefully will forgive my sins on the day of judgment. My Lord, grant me wisdom and include me with the righteous. Let the example I set for the future generation be a good one. Make me one of the inheritors of the blissful paradise, and forgive my father, for he has gone away, and do not forsake me on the day of resurrection. That is the day when neither money nor children can help." Al Shu'ara 26 verse 91. Hell will be set up for the strayers. They will be asked, "There are the idols you have worshipped beside God. Can they help you now? Can they help themselves?" They will be thrown therein together with the strayers and all of Satan's soldiers. They will say, as they feud themselves, as they feud therein, "By God, we were far astray. How could we set up to rank with the Lord of the universe? Those who misled us were wicked. No, we have no intercessors, not a single close friend. If only we could another chance, if only we could get another chance, we would then believe." This should be a good lesson, but most people are not believers. Your Lord is the Almighty, most merciful. The people of Noah disbelieved the messengers. Their brother Noah said to them, "Would you not be righteous? I am an honest messenger to you. You shall reverence God and obey me. I do not ask you for any wage. My wage comes from the Lord of the universe. You shall reverence God and obey me." They said, "How can we believe with you when the worst among us has followed you?" He said, "How do I know what they did? The judgment rests only with my Lord. If you could perceive, I will never dismiss the believers. I am no more than a clarifying warner." They said, "Unless you refrain, O Noah, you will be stoned." He said, "My Lord, my people have disbelieved me. Grant me victory against them, and deliver me and my company of believers." We delivered him and those who accompanied him in the loaded ark, then we drowned the others. This should be a lesson, but most people are not believers. Al Shu'ara 26 verse 123. Ad disbelieved the messengers. Their brother Hud said to them, "Would you not be righteous? I am an honest messenger to you. You shall reverence God and obey me. I do not ask for you any wage. My wage comes from the Lord of the universe. You build on every hill a mansion for vanity's sake. You set up building as if you last forever. And when you strike mercilessly. You shall reverence Allah and obey me. Reverence to the one who provided you with all the things you know. He provided you with livestock and children, and gardens and springs. I fear for you the punishment of an awesome day. They said, it is the same whether you preach or do not preach. That infliction was limited to our ancestors. No punishment will ever befall us. They thus disbelieved, and consequently we destroyed them. This should be a lesson, but most people are not believers. Most assuredly, your Lord is the Almighty, most merciful.